El Octágono.
We're going to switch now to English because we have a special guest. He's going to be participating in what's going to be TUF 17, the finale. The Jones versus Sonnen, card, but they're not going to be fighting. But anyways, it's none other than Travis Hopper Browne. Travis, how are you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. You're going to be fighting against Gabriel Gonzaga. This is going to be the 13th of this month, and it's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. People can watch it on FX. The prelims are going to be on Fuel TV and on Facebook. Some people fight to get women. Some fight for fans. Some fight for the money. I do it to be a good dad. These are the words that Travis Hopper Browne said in a video. First of all, again, thank you for taking time to talk to us, and it's awesome to talk to you. Are you still standing by those words?
Definitely. I'll always stand by those words. My boys come first, and that won't change.
Yeah, and you have a profile in the VFD Sports Management webpage, and there's a video where I got that quote from. In that video, you look very proud and very happy to be a father. I'm guessing that's still going to be your number one motivation, but what else is motivating you nowadays?
I've always had a passion to push myself to the limit and see what I could accomplish, and that's definitely something that's always helping to drive me as well. It's not everybody. Of course, you want the title, you want you want to be successful in your career, but at the same time, I want to push myself and just make sure that I'm the best athlete that I can be, and just to stay focused on what I can do and not really worry about what others can do.
Yeah, and talking about your career, it's been a year since your last victory, but your most recent fight was against another Brazilian, another heavyweight, Antonio Bigfoot Silva, which we actually talked to you after that fight. A very unfortunate injury which caused you to fight. Seeing where Bigfoot is now, fighting for the title, do you feel that if you didn't have that injury, that could have been probably you fighting for the title? Or are you one of those type of fighters and people who believe that everything happens for a reason and you are right now where you're supposed to be?
Yeah, I would drive myself crazy if I were to sit here and think like, that could be me and all that kind of stuff. And I think people that do that kind of feel sorry for themselves and they give themselves a little bit of a pity party. I'm more of a person that, whatever happened has happened, for one reason or another. And my path is here in front of me, and it's Gabriel Gonzaga next Saturday, or this upcoming Saturday, and that's my path now. And I can't worry about what other people are doing. I have to focus on what I'm doing and stay the course, and that's what I'm doing now.
Well, now that you mentioned your opponent, Gabriel Gonzaga, what do you think are your strengths over him?
Yeah, I think my athletic ability, my length, my speed, also stand up, and I think I believe a lot of people underestimate my ground game. I'm at Jackson's, and we have some of the best submission fighters there, and I just spent the last 7-8 weeks with Frank Mir, who's considered one of the best submission artists in the heavyweight division. We have guys like John Jones there, who, even though he's a light heavyweight, he could easily compete at heavyweight at this point in his career and be successful. And I've always been, I've trained with the Noguera brothers before. I've trained with people down at Alliance, and I think that my ground game is highly underestimated. If you haven't rolled with me or trained with me yet.
And for those who are tuning in right now, we're talking to Travis Hopper Browne, who's going to be fighting in the TUF 17 finale, Faber versus Jorgensen, and this is going to be the 13th of this month in Las Vegas, Nevada. Danny, you had a question?
Yeah, we just witnessed history this Saturday with having Ryan Couture fighting in the UFC. Obviously, his father fought in the UFC, so it's kind of like a father and son thing. Are you open to the idea to maybe have one of your sons, maybe take a career in fighting?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll support my kids in anything they do. If one of them wants to be, I don't know, like in a band, or one of them wants to be an athlete, or an artist or a scholar, it doesn't matter whatever it is. I'm going to be there to support them and let them choose their path. This was my path. This isn't everybody's path, and as far as the Coutures go, they've chosen their way, and I'll let my kids choose theirs.
And also, I wanted to take advantage and let you know that in the studio we have a Bolivian MMA fighter, Bentley Seiler, who is also a doctor. We were trying to figure out, we believe he's the only MMA fighter who is also certified doctor. If you have any medical questions, this is a free consultation, so take advantage.
How you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good right now. I'm good. I'm as healthy as can be.
That's awesome. That's always good to go into a fight that way.
Yeah, and going back to what you were saying about jiu-jitsu, I gotta say, man, you had I was checking out your Twitter. Nice jiu-jitsu moves on Nacho. Poor guy, looked like he wanted to tap, but don't feel bad. I do the same with my cat. And for those people who don't know who Nacho is, can you let them know who Nacho is?
Yeah, Nacho's my 11-month-old French bulldog. He goes everywhere with me. He travels on the plane with me. He goes on car rides, and he spends my camps with me. He's also one of the gym mascots at Jackson's gym, and he's a hilarious dog. He has so much personality, and I think one of the pictures that you saw was me just rolling around with him and messing with him a little bit. But he chases all the Russian guys around at our gym. They don't like dogs there, so he chases them all around, and it's a good time.
That's funny. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Andrei Arlovsky. We had him on the show, and he was telling us kind of like the same story, but with his pit bull. He's like the gym's mascot, and he plays around with everybody. Yeah. There's this.
Yeah, that's Maximus and Nacho are really good friends. Actually, they hang out whenever Andre's in town at Jackson's gym. So they wrestle and play with toys and do what dogs do all the time.
Oh, that's awesome, man. You got to get a picture of both of them. If you haven't already done so, get a picture posted out there. There's a lot of pet, lovers who follow MMA as well. There's this commercial. I don't know if you've seen it. It's with the cable box. It's called The Hopper. And every time I hear this commercial, I think of you because part of it is like, the Hopper.
Yeah. I love those commercials. Not because of that, but I love those commercials just because those guys to me are freaking hilarious. They have that accent from New Jersey or something like that.
From Boston.
Yeah, Boston. And they're like, the Hopper. Oh, hot. You know what I mean? It's like these guys do little tiny nachos and stuff. The guys are freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Jumps out the window, and the guy's like, hey, you can use the door, and he runs back in. There's no time. Jumps back out the window.
Yeah.
Love those commercials.
Yeah, they the Super Bowl always brings some pretty funny commercials as well.
Yeah.
Charles, I wanted to ask you, we have a really nice project with tattoos and MMA fighters. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the story of your first tattoo? What was the first tattoo you got?
Yeah, because you got like a bunch of them now.
What was the first what? I'm sorry.
Tattoo. Your first tattoo?
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was actually the first tattoo was on my right arm. It was a lei. It has my father's name in it. It's to remember my father by. And every year he passes. He passed away 10 days after my birthday, July 27th. And so every year we swim out and we paddle out or whatever, and we break leis for him. But that's what to represent. You can see it still, but it's kind of incorporated with the rest of my tattoos. But that was actually my first tattoo, and it was funny because when I got it, probably about 2-3 weeks later, I finally told my mom about it because I was hiding it, even though I was 18, 19 at the time. And I was over at her house. I was like, "Hey, Mom, I just want to let you know." The big thing for her was never get a girl's name tattooed on you. That's like what she told me all the time growing up. And so I came home, I was like, Mom, I just want to let you know I got a name tattooed on me. And she freaked out. She flipped out. She's like, what the hell did you do? And she's like yelling at me and stuff. I was like, when I showed her, I was like, I got my dad's name tattooed on me. And she's like, oh, okay. And she wised up real quick. But yeah, it was a fun time. I'm always pulling pranks like that.
That's funny, man. That's actually some really good advice. Never get a girl's tattoo. You never know. Nowadays, Facebook is breaking homes apart. Cyber drama.
Only Facebook.
Yeah. And you seem
all the social media stuff. All it does is help people get out there more, and you just have to. The stronger relationships will last, and the ones that weren't supposed to last, you'll have every reason not to be with that person, especially with the social media these days.
Yeah, that's true. Just to avoid any issues, I deleted mine. My wife says I divorced her via Facebook, but it's just it's time consuming, man. It's too much. And I also wanted to mention that you seem like the type of father who watches cartoons with his kids. Do you watch cartoons? If so, what type of shows do you watch with them? Because I hated watching like Blue's Clues and Dora the Explorer with my niece, and I would yell at the TV. It's like, it's right behind you, and my niece would look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, I used to. My kids are like, they're 6 and 5 now, so they like to watch the more like the stuff that I can watch. And I still watch like Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry and all that kind of stuff. And luckily they like that kind of stuff. They'll watch like Transformers and Superman and Batman and like G.I. Joe and stuff like that. For a while there, they were into the Backyardigans and Dora Explorer and stuff like that, and that was a little bit tougher for me to watch. But like at the same time, I kind of just put a show on, and they'll watch it. But we watch all the cartoon movies and stuff like that. Despicable Me. We'll probably go watch The Croods either tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, I want to see that movie.
Yeah,
I love those Pixar movies, man.
What's that?
I said I love those Pixar movies. They're funny. I mean, they're for kids, but they're very well done.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like all the cartoon movies nowadays are done really well, and I have a great time. My girlfriend goes with us, and she has a wonderful time too. So yeah, it's just kids these days are more grown up than we were at that age.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you mentioned Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes, because my father, he doesn't speak very well English, and we watch Tom and Jerry because there's no words, there's just violence, and so I did the transition from Tom and Jerry into MMA, and we bond through cartoons and MMA fighting.
There you go.
Well, hey Travis, man, I appreciate you taking time. And any last words that you want to say to your fans and people who are looking forward to your fight?
Yeah, just thank you for all the support, to you guys and the fans, and for sticking by me, even through this the last fight where I had my first loss. I'm coming back stronger than ever, and I know a lot of people say that, but I really pushed myself this camp, and I really had to prove to myself that I belong amongst the top 5, top 10 in the weight division, and I've definitely done that this camp, and I'm always improving, and I'm always looking to put on a show, and I really appreciate all the support.
Travis Browne is going to be fighting in TUF 17, the finale, against Gabriel Gonzaga. This is going to be the 13th of this month in Las Vegas, Nevada. You can watch this on FX. On the prelims are going to be on Fuel TV and Facebook. For more information, you could go to UFC.com. And you have a Facebook and Twitter. Can you give us the info on that so people can follow you and stalk you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook at Travis Browne, Browne, or you can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, Travis Browne, Browne MMA, and those are my two handles.
And I'm gonna take advantage real quick that we have an MMA fighter and a doctor in the house. I'm gonna put Bentley on the spot. Bentley, any last tips for Travis? On his last days of training to stay healthy, try to avoid certain things, or any last tips?
I think Travis knows exactly what he has to do. It's all narrowed down to a science. Travis, what can the fans and the people that are listening expect from you on that day, on that night?
Well, I've been working a lot of different stuff, and I'm kind of incorporating the new stuff with getting back to my roots of just being a pressure fighter and coming forward and really just throwing down. And I think for a little while there I got a little too fancy, a little too dancing around a little bit. This fight you can definitely expect a little bit more forward pressure and a little more excitement that way.
Awesome, Travis, man. Well, we're looking forward to that fight. And once again, man, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us and letting our fans get to know a little bit more about you and the days prior to your fight. And we wish you a happy Sunday and look forward to your fight, man.
No problem. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
Para estar más informado, visita www.eloctagono.com.